What's the temperament like in Canada? Because obviously Malcolm X and all that is dealing with civil rights here in the States, which has been an issue since inception.
But
like I don't know anything about Canada. What's it like up there?
Well, it was different, because like my parents' generation was, I think, like the first, like Canada has like a historic Black population in like Nova Scotia, and that's where the free slaves would come up. But in terms of like immigration, my parents' generation in like, I want to say like the 60s, late 70s, they were like the first sort of like wave of like Black immigrants to Canada. And so, at the time, I think Canada was, as a country, was dealing with like having a lot of Black people around for the first time. Like they just weren't there. And then all of a sudden, as my dad says, Pierre Trudeau opened the doors. And that's why a lot of the West Indians, they initially went to New York, and then all of a sudden a bunch of them started to go to Toronto and really populated. So they talk a lot about that, about like being the first and like people just not knowing how to deal with them and all those types of challenges. So yeah, it's not as deeply rooted in the history. But I mean, there were challenges. They might have been just like a little different.
Oh, okay. So it was a little bit of race relation issues. But
not a little bit, a lot of bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we clearly have like a deep systemic problem. Here.
Right.
It's been toxic.
Yeah.
Again, since inception.
Yeah, it's the original sin, right? That's what they call it.
Random question. Just because we had Glasses Malone on the show, and me and him, we're actually having a viral moment at the moment because of a conversation that we had in regards to Drake.
Okay.
So
I saw that.
So you being Canadian, and Drake being Canadian, and you like Drake?
I mean, yeah, he's not like, I had like, I'm weird this way. Like I had a very specific time and where like hip hop was really dope to me. And I've since then moved off of that time.
I got you.
I'm 43 and I like,
yeah,
it's different. But like
we're all there.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like hip hop was like special for
here.
me and like a 5 to 7 year period where like it was like everything to me. And then I kind of just moved on from it. So it's not like I don't like Drake, but I just don't listen to a lot of new hip hop. Because I'm just not.
That's how he is.
Yeah, I'm just not there in my life anymore. I'm just in a different space.
I feel you. I would probably be the same way if I weren't doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I would probably be the same way because I'm still in the 90s.
Yeah,
a lot of the stuff I listen
for hip hop anyway.
Actually, I do try to listen. I don't find myself relating to it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like because I got kids and and I was married and
I'm
it's
not
like
popping bottles no more.
No, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
I don't care.
I only can do it in the gym. I can only do it in the gym for a vibe and for the energy. But
and sometimes the energy be off or the vibe be off. Like who was it? Tech. We were talking to Tech where he was like, sonically I can't listen because they be off beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like not, and that's not any shade, but they rap in front of a beat.
That's right.
Or behind a beat. They're not on beat anymore. They're not falling in the pocket, which is fine. It's a different era. It's not our era anymore. But sonically, I remember Tech being like, it throws my equilibrium off.
Yeah.
Remember when he said that?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel when I listen to it. It just doesn't sound like appealing.
And I think we're in different spaces in our lives too. Our priorities, our perspectives have shifted. So now we're thinking about other things like what on the way in here, what was I listening to?
Yacht Rock.
I was listening to the Eurythmics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not spinning the block anymore.
No.
Unless it's to hit a Trader Joe's.
So I think that's like a big thing,
but
But like Drake is like, his talent's undeniable.
Would you consider him hip hop or pop?
I mean, he's both. I think he does a great job of like straddling both, which is like hard, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always say like musical genius is when like you're dope to the critics and you're also dope to the masses. If you can do both, that's hard.
I will say lyrically,
that's hard.
I can listen to it. I can respect Drake raps.
Yeah.
Like, in pocket.
I think he's dope.
On beat. Like,
he's dope.
Yeah,
he is dope.
But I just don't listen to like a lot of new hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
So that's
what are you listening to now currently?
Oh man, I'm like on this there's a Scottish girl band called Camera Obscura that I'm kind of into lately. Like I just listen to weird like hear in coffee shops, and I'm like, oh, that's dope. And I'll Shazam it, and I'll listen to their album. I'm like, yo, this is kind of dope, you know? And I listen to like a lot of sports radio and stuff. And so, you know.
Being that you're creative, did you ever aspire to be an artist of some kind of
Yeah, actually, me and my brother, we make hip hop and we put it on TV shows.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
So yeah, we've sold like 4 songs to like different TV shows.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like,
so you're a producer or a rapper?
No, we rap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like, because my brother is really, really dope. So maybe about like 3 years ago, I was like, yo, like I'm on all these shows. They always need music.
Right.
So I was like, why don't we just make music?
Get you a placement.
Like they have to find it anyway. And like I'm doing them a favor. So I think we put like 4 different songs into TV shows.
Oh, dope.
So that's like a little way for me and my brother to be creative and work together. And he gets a little shine, you know what I mean? It was really dope. So I did a show called, the first song that we sold, I did a show on CBS called Ransom. And that was the first time we decided over Christmas to record some music. And yeah, like they played it on the whole intro of the episode. And like, just to see my brother, like, just like to hear his song on like a CBS primetime show. That was really dope for him. So I try to put him on. And so we do that like on the side. Yeah.
I did that when I first started with my producer homies that were making beats. Because we licensed instrumentals all day long. I was like, oh, I got all these instrumentals. I would slide them in. I think I had a Bravo episode where we had like gone to, in a reality show, gone to a strip club, and they needed like some upbeat. And it might have been Chris Calico or someone. I slid a song and it was like, up, and I was just breaking the homies off back home. None of the networks don't listen to this. I was definitely hooking my boys back home up, like, hey, I'm gonna slide you into this thing.
One thing producer Ken will put you in the game. He would definitely do that. Did you always want to be an actor?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think it took me a minute to like have the courage to like say it out loud and to like do it. But yeah, I think like deep down inside.
Why did you need the courage? Were your family, were they supportive?
Nah, not even a little bit.
They thought it was a pipe dream.
Yeah, and you know
they came from music and bands and
but they were like, but they're also like immigrants and they're like, you know, they're very like
education
deep in the West Indian culture and so
immigrant family.
They weren't having it until listen, and like the great thing about my parents is that like we've since talked about it and like now they're very supportive. So much so that like, so I did the Turner and Hooch reboot on Disney Plus.
Nice.
I got my mom and my dad both speaking parts in the show.
Oh, so you didn't put the mom and dad on?
I put everybody on. I put my brother on. I'm an opportunist, dog.
He do it just like I do.
Yeah, man. So and like, so that was like a full circle moment for us.
That's dope.
You know, like I think we only did 13 episodes, but like my parents are in 2 different episodes. They both have a line.
Are your parents still together?
Ish. Yeah.
Okay. They figuring it out.
Yeah.
They got it.
But we still all hang out.
That's dope.
But that's like immortalized. You know what I mean? So when I have kids, I can be like, yo, that's grandma and that's grandpa in the show.
Yeah.
So wait, how long did it take you to, well, like you said, it took time. When was that? What age was that?
Oh man. I think it began like I was always involved in like plays in elementary school. And then I did my first commercial. I was 12. My mom was a bit of an opportunist too, come to think of it. She was driving home from work one day and I think she heard an ad on the radio show that this agency was looking for ethnic kids to put in commercials. So my mom came home one day and she's like, hey, Brandon, like I heard this. Would you be interested? And me and my younger brother were like, yeah. And so I think that first year I booked like 5 commercials when I was 12. And I was like, this shit is great. Like, I show up, people give me food for free, like, and I loved it. And then I got braces, and my agent dropped me.
Dang.
Talking about like 92, 93, right? And that was kind of it. And then I was involved in like my theater program in high school, but I also played D1 soccer. So I went to University of Albany on a full soccer scholarship.
Okay.
So like that was a path I was going on. So I went to school. I got my degree. I have a Bachelor of Science in Human Biology.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's where the calves come from.
Yeah, you peeped that.
I peeped it.
Ah!
I peeped it.
I
Yeah.
was like, man, where's
I peeped
this
it when I
ancestry
seen it. I was
being?
like,
They got calves like
yeah,
that.
I be having,
That's
I
gotta
be
be a
having
running
calf.
back in football,
Yeah.
soccer player.
Yeah.
Hey, I be having calf envy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got
And
high
I got his
calves.
calves, so
Oh,
same.
you do?
Yeah, what'd your
Okay.
dad say?
Yes.
What'd your dad say?
Calf envy.
Calf envy.
There's an infamous saying that I love about him.
What, my dad?
Yeah, his dad's story.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, my dad throw me up under the bus, you
Yes.
know, because I work
The
out.
week that he did it, you told me it's been my
Yeah.
favorite story.
Yeah, you know,
Because you all big and
I'm always,
deflated.
and then he just looked me up and down and just, so how's your legs?
Oh, wow. Yo, parents know how to do that, though, right?
Man, you know,
Yes.
Yeah,
they,
they
what
know.
do you
Oh my
yes?
God.
They
What
know
are you
the
yesing
spots.
for?
What?
What do you? We don't do that to you. Well,
My mother, you?
Oh,
Oh,
oh.
wow.
me or your mother?
Both of y'all.
Do we? Oh, okay.
Yes.
My apologies.
So, but no, it's okay. It's fun times. We grew up together. It's okay.
Yeah, I had her when I was 16. So
Okay.
You
listen,
see the
I
family
may have
drama
said
we
the
get
wrong
involved in
I
thing.
over
know.
there.
I love it. Makes the show more
I may have
interesting.
said the wrong thing when I was 19. Sorry.
It happens.
19. Oh,
Look
last
at her.
week. I'm
She's
sorry.
Yeah.
But
getting
what was you
awkward.
saying? He said awkward.
I'm
I'm
gonna
not just my
Soccer.
grown child.
Right.
I'm
You
gonna
know
talk
what I
to
mean?
the guest.